I have seen something in life that doesn't get talked about enough. I've seen something in life that doesn't get talked about enough, but it shows up everywhere once you start paying attention. People will bend themselves. Pay attention to these words. People will bend themselves, twist their truth, and even disrespect the very ones who love them the most just to look good in front of people who don't even know their middle name. It's strange when you witness it up close. It is strange when you witness it up close. A man will raise his voice at the woman who stood by him when he had nothing, then lower it into softness and charm the moment he steps outside. Like respect is something he turns on and off depending on the audience. A woman will minimize the man who held her during her a woman will minimize the man who held her down during her storms, but smile brighter for strangers who only see her highlight reel. And the most painful part is not even always intentional at first. It starts small. A joke at someone's expense to make others laugh. A private truth exposed to gain approval from outsiders. A moment where loyalty is quietly exchanged. A moment where loyalty is quietly exchanged for validation. And little by little, the people who should have been protected become the ones who get sacrificed for applause. Because applause is addictive. Being liked feels like oxygen to some people. So they start choosing how they look over how they love. But here is a part life always reveals. No matter how long it takes, the same strangers they try to impress rarely stay. The same audience they performed for moves on without a second thought. And when the room gets quiet, when the attention fades, when life stops clapping, they turn around and realize something devastating. The people they pushed aside were never replaceable, not because they were perfect, but because they were real, because they were consistent, because they stayed when there was nothing to gain. And now, those same hands that were once available to hold them are no longer open, not out of revenge, but out of exhaustion. Because love that is repeatedly disrespected eventually learns boundaries. And then comes the reflection nobody wants to sit with. Was it worth it? Was it worth making your own feel small so strangers could think you were big? Was it worth betraying trust to feel momentarily accepted? Because attention is temporary, approval is conditional, but loyalty, that is rare. And once it's broken, it doesn't always come back the same way. This is something to think about deeply. Some people are so busy trying to be impressive, they forget to be sincere. So busy trying to be chosen by crowds, they abandon the ones who already chose them. So busy chasing a version of themselves that looks good from the outside, they lose the version of themselves that was actually loved from the inside. And the irony, and the irony, in the end, when everything is stripped away, titles, attention, validation, social mask, life doesn't ask who was impressed by you. It asks who did you love well when it didn't benefit your image. And for many, that answer comes too late. So, yes, it is something to think about because the saddest betrayal is not the one done by enemies. It's a one done by people who were trusted enough to never have to prove themselves in the first place. Funny how people rewrite their truth for applause from a room that never knew them in youth. They dim the light of the one standing near just to earn a wow from a crowd that disappears. They'll roast their own love, call it a joke, handing out pain like cheap cigarette smoke, all for a laugh, a nod, a digital cheer from people who won't even remember them next year. They trade real hearts for temporary praise. They trade real hearts for temporary praise, lost in the glitter of attention's haze, posting their loyalty on the auction block while strangers scroll by, ticking the clock. And it's funny, if funny means said in disguise, how quickly devotion gets sacrificed for lies, how us becomes them just to fit in a scene where validation is louder than what they mean. But strangers don't stay when the lights go low. They vanish like wind when the cold starts to blow. And suddenly, silence becomes loud and clear as the ones you pushed away are no longer near. No applause left, no audience now, just questions that sit on a regretful brow. Was it worth it? The mask, the role, the fame, to lose real love just to hear your name? Funny how people don't see the cost until they realize what they actually lost. No strangers, no likes, not fleeting fame, but the ones who loved them without a game.